Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest is a full-time Puerto Rican artist from Spanish Harlem. And bueno, after 13 years of doing it all from acting, directing, editing, and producing, Marc has become a force in the art of storytelling. And now his artistry has led him to guest starring in the latest season of Law and Order SVU and Organized Crime, while also leading the third annual El Barrios Parade and appearing in the 116th Street Festival. We have a lot to cover, so everyone, please welcome actor and filmmaker Marc Reign.
Hey, well, thank you, Rhina. Thank everybody for watching, tuning in.
I appreciate you acknowledging the audience. You know, I think this is maybe your third appearance.
I think so. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that. So thank you for always bringing light to the community and our people.
Well, and also, really, it's about just being together in our development.
Right.
Right. And
Absolutely.
so I think the first time I had you on, we were in studio in the other studio.
It was.
And it was a very long time ago.
It was.
It was pre-pandemic, right? We
Absolutely.
call it pre-pandemic.
That was a whole world ago.
It was. It was.
Literally.
It was.
Yep.
And then I've had you, oh no, actually, I think this is your fourth appearance because I've had you twice either representing the New York Latino Film Festival. You were in a film
yeah.
with Calixto.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
What was that? That was the film Super Blocked?
I think Super Blocked, yeah.
Yeah, Super Blocked.
Yeah.
And then I had you were on, it doesn't even matter the
It's
point.
a couple times. Yeah.
But the point is that and every single time we've had you on, you've grown.
Thank you.
Like extensively and
Yeah.
and not as a man.
I mean, I'm still a growing boy too. No,
don't ever grow up, Marc. That's one of the things I love about you.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying in your craft, in your work, and and even in your own creations, because you now have this organization called Boricua. No, it's Latino Excellence, but Boricua Excellence is the branch of Latino Excellence. All right, so let's start with your role in SVU and Organized Crime, and then lead our way into all these other acting roles that you're actually starring in, which is another factor.
Yeah, I appreciate you. That was amazing. Shout out to my agency, the Green Agency, Tammy. She came through with that audition. I was just kind of happy to knock that one home, or bring that one home. And so that was amazing. It started off as one episode. Right, and then there was a potential for the possibility to do 2 more episodes, but it wasn't guaranteed because I guess they were kind of like, let's see what he's gonna do, let's see if he's good or not, you know. And so I'm just grateful that they liked what I ultimately brought to the table, and then they greenlit those other 2 episodes. So I got to do 2 more. That crossover with SVU and Organized Crime was amazing. It was a lot of fun to be on set, with
That's historical.
Yeah, it was great.
Because they're like the rite of passage.
For New Yorkers, for New York actors, yes. A lot of people, say that. And so just very blessed, to be on that set, but also share that screen time with, Chris Maloney and Mariska Hargitay. And to be able to play with them, on set it was an experience.
I know.
Sure.
You know what I loved? My favorite part was when you were like,
oh,
and then
yeah.
I could tell that was improvised.
It was.
And he gave it back to you.
He did. It was. I love that you could tell that. That was not in the script, and I just, I brought a lot to those lines, and I was like, I'm gonna do this thing, and let's see what he does.
I was excited.
And he did it back, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
I was excited because I saw the way he gave you the look.
Right.
And that's actually, just so you know, I am a Law and Order fanatic.
Hey,
like I
nice.
do marathons of Law and Order.
Love it.
I rewatch Law and Order. Like I just love Law and Order.
Yeah,
right. And
it's a great series.
Yes,
yeah.
and those 2 are like iconic.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
So for you to play up against them the way you're sharing, and for you to improvise that moment, and for him to give it back to you dead in your eyes, because that's what I really appreciated. I was like, Mira, wow, what a moment.
Yeah, no, and just to add a little bit on that, we did about maybe 3 takes in that angle, and I tested him, I was like, let me see how much he's gonna play. There was one take where I did there was another take where I did the You know, there was another take where I was like, I laughed. And no matter what I did, he threw it back. You know, every time, where it was a laugh or a giggle or he always made sure he threw that ball back. And I was like, that's amazing.
Are you
you
telling
know?
me that line where they say, "Oh, did you see that laugh? That's improvised too"?
No, that was in the
Okay,
script.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
that was in the
All right,
script.
we don't have to give it all away anyway.
Yeah, you
no,
know,
but I know
screen magic, screen magic.
Screen
for
magic.
sure.
No, but that's the beauty of being in the presence of professionals.
Exactly,
Right. So
exactly.
now, speaking of professionals, and speaking of the commercial market, right? Because
Right.
I consider that to be like commercialized television,
mainstream.
but
Yeah.
you do a lot of independent stuff,
Absolutely.
and that's actually what I recognize you for.
Yeah.
And I love that you are co-starring with Jenny, right?
Right.
In playing
Jenny
Sam.
Luisa. Yes, yes.
Jenny Ruiza.
So excited for that.
And Playing Sam is now going to make its like world debut
Yeah.
in Miami.
That's right.
And
It's the world premiere,
right?
At the ABFF, you know, the American Black Film Festival in Miami, which we're super excited about that. You know, that's a big film festival, and Playing Sam is, you know, such an amazing film for our careers, but also for the community. It's you know, it's a New Yorican story. You know, it's about a Latina that is trying to navigate her way in this industry, right? But because she's a New Yorican, right? She's dealing with, you know, not being Latina enough, but then being too Latina, as we spoke about, you know, before. And so it's great. You know, I play the love interest. I kind of come in and spice it up just a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
just a little bit, just a
Just
little
a
bit.
little
Yeah, but you know what
bit,
I
you know.
appreciate about you guys? You guys have been working together for very many years
Yes,
in
yes.
other forms,
Oh,
and
for
so
sure.
to come together and be able to be part of a feature film with
Yeah.
Ramon Pesante,
My guy.
we're looking forward to having him on when he's ready.
My
you know,
brother,
because
shout out to
well,
Ramon.
I just love the whole meaning behind it,
Yeah,
and the love interest of him. For what I got, just in what I shared with him, and I
Mm-hmm.
probably shouldn't say this because we're going to have him on air, but it's like a love letter to his own mom.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
film itself.
I mean, he put his mother in the film, which I thought was beautiful. But it really feels like that. You know, speaking to her career and so many other people's career that, you know, especially in the Latino community as a Puerto Rican, also, you
And
know,
urban. I think it's important that we
right.
keep bringing up the urban
Right,
aspect of
for
it
sure.
because I feel like we have our own culture as
Right.
well,
Oh,
and
for sure.
and right now I'm really digging that we have a lot more like filmmakers and storytellers that are basically pushing that into the forefront.
Right, right. That setting, you
Yeah.
know, the Bronx, East Harlem, Spanish Harlem,
Yeah.
you know, Lower East Side. These are urban, you know, neighborhoods, also Puerto Rican neighborhoods, and so making sure we're bringing all those flavors to the table, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now let's talk about this parade that you have
Oh,
going
yes.
on at Barrios Parade. Well, actually, perhaps we should talk a little bit about Latino excellence first, because that is like the parent to the parade,
Right. I
right?
mean, they're definitely hand in hand. You know, Latino Excellence was born last year. I got the LLC last year, and you know, to talk really briefly about it, because I can talk a lot about this. It's about empowering and uniting us. You know,
Right.
it's about preserving our culture, and it's also making sure that we're teaching our history. You know, the truth is that if you're a Latino or Latina or Latinx, right, born in this country, the hard truth for many is that you don't know your history.
Right.
You know, and that's not by accident, that's almost by design, you know, because when you're taught your history, you're empowered.
Right.
You know, and that'll make us come more together. And I think that's what we're missing as far as bridging certain gaps between our people. And so
The ages, anyway, the intergenerational
right,
interests.
But even within the same generations, you know, it's not new that, you know, sometimes we don't always see eye to eye
Right.
with the diaspora
Right.
and you know, the islanders, you know, but we are all one.
Right.
You know, and so but then that just all together as the umbrella of Latino excellence, you know, I wanted to create something that we can build our own empire here in the States, you know, where it's buy Latino, build Latino.
I
You
love
know,
it.
we have to buy into us.
That's what's up.
And so a branch
And
of
that's
that.
how you build, too.
Right.
Right.
You know, and to branch into
I mean,
the
economically
parade.
is what I meant.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean economically, because we're people that love to give.
Right. You
You know?
generate, you stimulate an internally economy, being mindful
Right.
of the way it's being
Absolutely.
handled.
We
Yeah.
have to understand the importance of equity.
Right.
You know, and investing in ourselves.
I know we've had these conversations
Right, that's
off
what I'm
camera.
saying.
I'm like, no, we're not
we've
going to get
talked
into it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We could do a whole episode on this.
Yeah,
No,
which we will.
But it was a branch,
But
you
we got to
know.
get to Boricua
Right, I
parade
did-
because we're going to run out of time.
No,
but
for sure.
go.
You know, Boricua excellence then is just a branch of Latino
Right.
excellence, right? Just like a Dominican excellence, Colombian excellence, Mexican excellence, and so forth. There's 21 countries. But I was like, how could I convince the world of Latinos that we got to come together if I can't bring my own people together, you know? So I was like, I got to start with Boricua excellence. And this parade, it's a people's parade, you know? It was born, you know, almost accidentally 3 years ago when they canceled the 116 Festival and the Fifth Ave Puerto Rican Parade because of the pandemic.
Right.
You know, and I have a decent following, and I was like, no, I'm not standing for that. You know, I'm going to do a call to action and call all my Puerto Ricans to come with the flags, come with our pride, come with our excellence, right? And we're going to serve as the spirit of the festival and the parade in El Barrio this year. And so that picked up. I think we started with like 20 people, and then it ended up being like over 100 people. Started with one car, and all of a sudden there was like 10 cars, you know, that just joined us. You know, it was that energy, it was that spirit.
Like, you mean spontaneously?
Spontaneously, like this wasn't planned.
Because everybody was hungry to be together.
Right, everyone wanted this thing, even though they canceled us. And so, you know, I can say a lot, but to keep it short, you know, I knew that this was something that had to continue, you know, and so last year I did it again, the second annual, but this time, every time, just trying to cultivate it more with the community
Right.
and bigger and better. This time I got the community affairs involved, so we had a police escort last year with us, making sure that we were safe. And so this year, just now, you know, presenting, it started off as the Boricua Excellence Parade, which is just giving flowers to ourselves.
Right.
But this year I want to, you know, kind of expand a little bit and make sure I'm presenting as El Barrio's Parade.
Right.
I think El Barrio, being historically a very Puerto Rican community, I think it deserves its own parade.
Right. And to be clear, it doesn't conflict with the
No.
National Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Right.
It's a whole weekend before.
It
so-
is.
And I think that's smart, too.
Right, I did that consciously, you know, because
Yeah.
this isn't to say like, this is going to be the parade, right? We have the parade.
Right.
You know, but it's an extension. It's also to say like, well, you know, we can celebrate us any day we want.
Right.
More than one day, more than one weekend. And so why not? You know, we have a lot of passion, we have a lot of love to give on every single day. So I was like, cool, maybe one day it'll be considered like the kickoff to the major parade or the major functions that are happening all through June. So we'll see, you know.
Oh my gosh, this is actually taking place on Sunday, June 4th, which is the Sunday before the 116th
That's
Street
right.
Festival, before the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. So you're going to be like sleepless an entire week
Oh
now.
yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I got all the energy for it. And I also just want to add that it's more of a people's parade. You know, it's about us walking together. You know, there aren't any floats. So if anybody's out there and they always want to participate in sort of a parade celebration, come and join us June 4th. You know, we're going to be in El Barrio. We're going to land at La Marqueta. Shout out to them. We're going to have a party, you know.
Yeah, and dance through the streets of El Barrio.
Right. Shout out to Lily and the Young Ambition Dance Company. They blessed us. They're going to have a salsa and a bomba performance with their dancers, and it's going to be a good time. I got cocotazo. We're going to have a lechon. So I'm just so excited for this year and moving and continue to build forward for next year.
Amazing, and thanks for bringing it here to our
Thank you
viewers.
for-
Marc Reign, everyone, actor, filmmaker, founder of Latino Excellence. But
Yes.
and if you're interested in more on Marc, you can follow him on Instagram at Marc_Reign. But don't forget, also Marc, as we just mentioned, will be leading the 3rd annual El Barrios Parade, aka the Boricua Excellence Parade, on Sunday, June 4th, and that's going to be beginning at 99th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan. The parade kicks off at 1 p.m. and will land at La Marqueta, and there's going to be live bomba and salsa music and much more.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be un party
Right.
por la calle del barrio. And also, Marc is also going to be at the 116th Street Festival,
That's right.
which is happening on Saturday, June 10th, and it's its 38th celebration, with 3 stages serving up various live music performances, community art, and food influenced by Puerto Rican and Hispanic culture. The festival will run from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's starting from 112th Street and 3rd Avenue through 121st Street in Manhattan, in El Barrio. And of course, you know, for more information on the 116th Street Festival, you can visit 116th Street Festival.com. And ya tú sabes, va a ser un party.
Join
un
us.
Party de puertorriqueño.
Ya tú
¡Que viva Puerto
sabes.
Rico! You guys.